Meltzer would say Flair will be back as a weekly performer to build for a major WrestleMania angle. It's believed the storyline will be based in some form of the much talked about idea Steve Austin came up with for Flair's last big story at last year's WrestleMania, although it's uncertain how this will work out and what tweaks have been made. Time will tell what will work out in regard to working with top talent and getting interview time. It's not a secret that Vince McMahon felt the Flair interview style was too 80s of the last several years, and he's been reluctant to give him much time. Flair recently signed a new 3-year contract with the company. Originally, Flair expected to leave wrestling as a performer when he retired, saying that he'd do the Hall of Fame, end his career, and leave on that high, and start up a new lending business. While he's still doing that business, he will remain full-time company or a full-time company employee after retirement. So listen, we know what we're getting ready to talk about is Flair's big last hurrah at WrestleMania in 2008. When did you know, hey, this is the one where we ride him out? Or was this apparent as soon as you started thinking about doing something with him here by the end of 07, or did it happen as we got closer towards it?
No, it was the reason that he was coming back was to retire. Going through the notes for this, I never knew that Rick was going to do a lending business. Was he going to have people lend him money?
Oh Lord,
or was he going to lend? But no, seriously, I had never heard that. I had never heard that. Did you know that?
I think the thing I heard about back in the day, I think it started in like September of 07, was where he teamed up with a guy named Chris Porter, who I never even heard of. But it's Ric Flair Finance, I think, is something they tried. And I guess that guy was a mortgage broker or some sort, and he was trying to, I think it was a lead generation tool, and they were just trying to sell the leads. I've never actually asked Rick about it. I probably should. But clearly it wasn't long for this world.
So yeah, I had never heard that spin on it. I never heard that Rick was, obviously, I don't think Rick wanted to retire, but at the same time, Rick, was also looking at how many more years can I do this? And given the option of, hey, let's do a big retirement thing and then utilize you as that guy that is the spokesman for WWE and able to go out and do appearances and still continue to be Ric Flair. It seemed that idea had appealed to him at the time. Obviously it didn't, but that was the pitch. I mean, that was the reason for bringing Rick back and to tell that story as time went on. But yeah, you learn something new every day. He was going to be in the lending business. And then all these years later, his daughter would would marry the lender of all lenders.
Well, full circle.